King Ray Ray in this bitch. Ah. D Flam, salute, brother. Salute to you. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. Let's hold off, see if we can let the people slide on in here for a minute on us. Let's give the people just a few minutes to slide up in the joint, man. All right. I started to hold off till tomorrow and do this show, man. That was my plan, but I figured I'd come on in the joint, man. Lance Payton, what up, bro? Spiritual life. Hey, Hulk, what up with you, bro? Appreciate you being in the joint, man. If you haven't subscribed to Hulk's channel, man, go ahead over there, man. Spiritual Logic, aka Hulk, man. If you were on GMB's joint a couple of days back, I think it was New Year's, actually yesterday, New Year's Day show, man. The brother was over there, man. He was giving it up. So go check that brother out, man. Prime, what up with you, man? Mike Young, what up with you? Alpha G, taking over territory for sure. So let's give the people a few minutes to get up in the joint, man. You know, the platform be doing something a little funny with my they get a little funny with my joints. So with my notifications. So I just I just keep doing what I'm doing, man. Anyway, man, I appreciate all the support on the King Ray Ray channel, man. I appreciate all the support on the Book of Alpha Running Me channel, man. I appreciate all the support, man, coming through on the Thump Chasers channel, man. And I got something different. I'm gonna try, man, with the fishing content, man. I'm gonna try it one time on the main channel, and for sure, man. I appreciate all my patrons, man, and um, everybody, man, that's been sending donations through PayPal, man. I really appreciate that because really, man, I don't even be expecting that. When I get those alerts, man, it's always a good thing because I don't even be expecting that. For me, I just feel like for me, Patreon is the best place to donate because I feel like I'm giving you something for you for value over there. Oh, I got something new I'm about to do on this channel, man. So it'll be coming well, not on this channel, but the BOA channel, man. It'll be coming up, man. So I want y'all to be ready for that as well, man. It's something I just got access to, man. A new tool for the channel, man. So I want y'all to check that out. But anyway, let's give the people a couple more minutes to get in here, man. Don't really know what we're gonna look like tonight, man, because I normally, like I said, my goal, I was intending to do this tomorrow night, man, but we here. Elijah Jones, what up with you, bro? Stay focused. What up, man? What up? John Wayne, what up, homie? GC, salute to you, my brother. YMC, what up with you, man? All right. Got 3/4 of the mod squad in the building. Sun Low, what up, man? Hey, Falcone, what's happening? Jarrell J, what up with you? LOA, what up, little bro? Appreciate you being in the joint, man. We're going to ride out in one more minute. Rod, lead them. What up with you, Rod? I see you, homie. Mills Johns, what up with you? Jay Lax, what up, young brother? Appreciate you being in the joint, man. So, today, man, I want to talk about changing the way you look at things. And how that affects the things you look at. In other words, when you change the way you look at things, you change the things you look at. That's the alpha way. That's the difference between a man being in a situation that he's miserable in and thinking that it's his job to stay in it because society tells him to, and a man who says this situation is miserable for me, I'm gonna get the hell out of it as quickly as I can. That's the difference in those two mindsets. That's the difference as a man being under pressure from a woman to make her a quote unquote honest woman and legally marry her and get the system involved in some type of contractual obligation to a woman when he knows that's not the thing he wants to do. And a man who says, look at here, shout it, we can do what we're doing, but there will be no contracts. There will be no licenses. There will be no signatures. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. That's the difference. The difference in a man who is caught up in going to church, knowing that he don't feel any spiritual awakening when he's there. He might get a good little feeling there, but hell, you listen to Eric Thomas, the hip hop teacher, the hip hop preacher talk, you can get a good feeling. Same good feeling the preacher get you at church. And a man who says, you know what, man, I'm gonna look into my real spiritual history, man. I'm gonna look at, to see what my relationship with God should be, and he understands, man, that he's a direct descendant of the children of Israel. We're talking about the differences in mindsets here. When you change the way you look at things, you change the things you look at. Now, what's the first thing that you got to change the way you look at? Your damn self. You got to change the way you look at yourself first. First. You got to change the way you look at yourself. And we'll talk about that, man, on this particular King Ray Ray show. Golden Child, GC, appreciate the $10 super chat, my brother. Brother say salute to the real, man. Appreciate it, my brother. John Wayne, appreciate the $5 super chat. Brother say you said you were going to take a break and you still grinding. Big ups, brother. Blessing in this new year. Man, I did say I was going to take a break, man, but I've been inspired, man. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I said that, I just started being inspired. I'm already inspired anyway, but I just started finding inspiration in different places, man, to cover different topics and touch on different things. Suddenly, just a new burst of inspirational energy came my way, man. So, regardless of what you want to do, you have to understand that when you make plans, God laughs at you and say, boy, you don't know what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I want you to do. So my plan was to take a break. His plan was to, boy, you better get on it. And so here we are, man. So let's get ready to jump into this thing, man. So as I stated, man, the first thing you have to change the way you look at is yourself. You got to change the way you view yourself. You got to change the way you view yourself, especially if you are accepting things that are subpar. If you are accepting things that are substandard. If you are accepting things that are below the level that a man of your caliber should be expecting and willing to accept. So you got to stop being a stranger to yourself by becoming what someone else shapes you into. There are a lot of men who listen to this content who aren't alpha. They're not going to be alpha. They don't want to be alpha. There's a lot of men who just don't want to be alpha. They would rather hate on alphas. They would rather hate on men who have figured out that being a man is perfectly okay. As a matter of fact, it's the only way that you're going to be blessed as a man is if you be a man, a real man. There are some people who are never going to be rich. Okay, that's cool. There's some people who, there's some people who are never going to be real. They're never going to be hood. They're never going to be, hey, man, if you're not hood, so what? If you're not educated, so what? You are educated. You may not be formally educated, but brother, if you made it to a certain point in life, you have life education. You have experience as your teacher. You know how many men I know, man, who are going through things in their lives, man, that young men who are just finishing up college, man, with their first degree, man, in a field they absolutely detest because their parents told them to, because their father wanted them to. You know how many people are going to a school right now, man, that they absolutely hate because their grandfather went there and their father went there, and by golly, they're going to go there too. You know how many men are in a situation knowing good and well that he cannot function in a situation with just one woman. He does not want to. But you know, he trying his ass off, being stressed out, man. I'm talking about, man, losing his libido, man. Wood won't even brick up in the morning when it's time to take a pee. And he's still around there trying to force himself to be in a situation because his woman wanted him to be in it. You know how many men around here right now, man, are being used and abused by their child's mother, or by their children's mother, because she wants things to be her way, and he ain't got the intestinal fortitude to cut off till she get her mind right? That's because these men don't value themselves. They have become a stranger to themselves by being what somebody else wants them to be. How can you wake up every morning and look in the mirror? Now you got to look in that mirror every morning and not know the person you see. Now you imagine a man who don't know who he is when he look in the mirror, and he still don't know who his woman is either. He laying beside her. This boy living in the house every day with two strangers, man. He could be robbed, killed, anything. You don't know what a stranger gonna do to you. Spiritual Logic, AK Hope. Appreciate that $5 super chat, bro. Brother say, man, for the great content, the mind is powerful. It is, brother. They say the mind is a terrible thing to waste. That's what they used to teach me, man, when I was a kid. They say the mind is a terrible thing to waste. I tell you, man, your time is a terrible thing to waste. And you got brothers out here wasting their mind and their time. Man, if you waste your mind and your time, you're not doing anything constructive or productive in your life, bro. Nothing. So stop being a stranger to yourself by becoming someone that someone else shapes you into. Nigga, you ain't Play-Doh. You ain't clay. What you think? What you think? Somebody, you a piece of pottery or something? You gonna let somebody shape you into a coffee mug when you want to be a bowl? Come on, man. Tayon Jackson, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Another thing you got to do, man, you got to think about this, man. You, and we're going to stick on this a lot this year, because a lot of men talk about purpose, but they don't get to the depth of purpose. Your purpose ain't something that you got to ask somebody about. You got to remember your vision for your life when you were young, dog. There ain't no vision too big, man. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump, I'm talking about off The Apprentice. I'm off the TV show, The Apprentice. The boy owned casinos, man. He is the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? Let's let that sink in for a minute. You already knew what you want to be, what you want to do, man. It was in you already. You can't let people around you or society tell you that time running out, man. Let me tell you something. And I heard Shawty Missy Elliott say this, man. She was doing an invocation at I can't remember what school it was, man, but you know, she was telling them, man, the last thing she said to him, as long as you're alive, you have time. As long as you're alive, you have time. Man, let me tell you something. It's crazy. You know, as Black folks, man, we put a time limit on whatever it is we do. You know what I'm saying? We tell our musicians that by a certain time, you got to be out the game. You know what I'm saying? When you name it, any old artist, man, there's so many all those classic rock artists from Woodstock still going around touring all the time. You know what I'm saying? The rock band U2 had a top selling tour every year, and they don't even put out no new music. You know what I'm saying? They just go around every year selling out the tours, doing the same songs. Elton John just stopped touring this year because the boy about to kick the bucket. He old. Willie Nelson just stopped touring. Stop blowing trees, stop touring. Man, the boy old. They keep touring and making money and singing to people, man, having packed shows until they just can't do it anymore. For us, we put a time limit on everything. Now, let me tell you something. We had a viral sensation a few years back, man. This old dude talking about pants on the ground, pants on the ground. Why is something with your pants on the ground? You remember that pants on the ground, dude? It went viral. Why? Because people could identify with it. Whatever your passion is, people can identify with it when it comes from you. People can identify with it when it comes from you. Somebody else can do it and it won't resonate with people because it's not meant for them to do. If you're doing something in your life that you're not meant to do, you don't have no passion for it. And the people that see you doing it don't have no passion for it. You can't create no positive energy when you live in a life that's not meant for you to live, man. You can't create positive energy. You can't embrace positive energy. You can't ingest positive energy. Positive energy stays away from you because your energy is negative because you're not pleased with the life you're living. Man, you owe it to yourself to be pleased with the life you're living. You worrying about, man, how many car, some fancy car or some name brand clothes or some bull like that. Let me tell you something I heard E.T. the hip hop preacher say. He said, man, you know what? Black men look amazing in suits. Black men look absolutely amazing in suits. But he said, you know me, man, I don't wear suits. I forgot where he said from, man. Philly Shot Town. He said, man, I don't wear suits. You know what I'm saying? I'm from an era where hip hop, everybody wore a hat. So every time you see me with a hat on. Run DMC, hat. LL Cool J, hat. So I wear a hat. I'm from that era. I don't wear suits. I don't want to put on no suit. Anywhere I go, I'm going to dress just like this. I ain't going to put on a suit. And you know what? I still became a millionaire just like this. It ain't about the fluff. Anybody who's always telling you about the fluff ain't got the stuff. You understand? You got two type of men. You got men who got the stuff and you got men who got the fluff. And let me tell you something. If you're a man with the stuff and the fluff, you're a bad man. But what you want to have, if you got to pick one, you always want the stuff. You understand what I'm saying? The stuff makes people move. The stuff makes people spirit sing for you, man. The stuff changes people's lives just from being in your presence. The fluff just make you look a certain way. The fluff can't make it to the depths of your soul, the depths of your being. Anybody can put the fluff on, but not many people can showcase the stuff. And that's real talk for you right there, man. See, the problem is, man, you got to think about this. Every single thing you want to do in life requires steps. And let me tell you something about steps. I want everybody to try this. If you don't believe that you got to take one step at a time and you got to look at that step. I want you to go to a shopping mall somewhere. Don't take the elevator or the escalator. Find you some stairs. And I want you to walk up. Matter of fact, don't do that. Go to a hotel. Next time you're traveling, stand at a hotel with 6 or 10 floors on it. I want you to go to the stairwell. And I want you to walk up them stairs, looking up at the top the whole time. The whole time, I want you to be looking up at the top. Look at the ceiling the whole time you're walking up them stairs. And I want you to walk all the way up to the 5th floor. I bet you bust your ass before you get up there. You know why? Because you got to look at the next step, dog. You ain't got time to be looking at the top. You can't make it to the top until you take the next step. Everything you do requires the next step. It don't matter if it's 100 steps. If you on step 2, the only step that matters to you is step 3, dog. You got to take it one step at a time. You don't have the wherewithal. You don't have the time frame guarantee to be wasting your time looking at the top. Because one misstep, you got to think about this. If you make it to step 50, dog, by looking up at the ceiling, all it takes is for you to have a misstep on step 51, and you're going to tumble all the way back down, back to step 2 again. So you got to step firm. You got to step cautiously, but you got to step firm, dog. And the only way to step firm with confidence is to be looking at the damn step. You can't start walking up a flight of stairs. You don't know how deep the stairs are, none of that, man. You got to look at the steps, dog. So stop looking all the way up to the top when you ain't even took the first step yet. You know, the first thing I tell people, man, when they want to become a client of mine, man, the first thing they always ask, well, how long you think it's going to take? You know, for me to, this is sometime before they even tell me what their goal is. Well, how long you think it's going to take? I tell them the same thing, a lifetime. It's going to take you a lifetime to get to where you want to be, because what you want to be is healthy for life. You want to be healthy and fit for life. You ain't going to know if you're going to be healthy and fit for life until your ass live a lifetime. Well, I want to lose 50 pounds. How long you think it's going to take? A lifetime. When they say I want to lose 50 pounds, I said you really need to lose 75. Whether they do or not, it don't matter. I want them to get out of their heads and start worrying about how much weight they need to lose. What they need to do is go tomorrow without drinking a damn Coke. You know what I'm saying? See how long you can go without smoking a cigarette. Don't eat no honey bun for breakfast in the morning. Worry about tomorrow. That's your first step. You want to lose 50 pounds? Let's try to lose a pound this week first. You don't remember the last time you lost 1 pound. You don't remember the last time you stayed the same weight for a week. But you want to worry about losing 50 pounds? No. One step at a time, dog. That's life. One step at a time. Elijah Jones II, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Brother said, BOA always evolving, inspiring, and speaking the real we all can feel. Salute everyone. Blessing from the Most High. Radiant abundance to all. Real comment, brother. I appreciate that. GC, man, appreciate the $2 super chat, brother. Say just pass and play it around. Real talk, bro. Appreciate it. D Flemings, appreciate the $4 super chat, bro. Brother say got to play from the homie GC. No doubt, bro. Appreciate it, homies. Appreciate it. So now I'm talking about a lot of things right here so far. I done talked about some things that require a lot of focus, a lot of you know, a lot of drive, a lot of determination. Now, how do you do these things? Because this is just the beginning. We got some steps on here. The first thing you have to, if a man tells me, bro, what can I do? I had a consultation with a brother a couple of days ago, man, and he said to me, you know, man, I just can't get over this urge. It ain't even the desire, it's an urge. See, this is denial talking. It's not even the desire, it's an urge, which is the same thing. An urge is a really strong desire. And, you know, to you know, these women throwing themselves at me, man, they're young, they're beautiful, man. I just can't get over the urge to the first thing you have to do is control your damn mind. Stop letting your mind tell you what the hell you can't do, because you can do anything you set your mind to. And let's talk about what set your mind to means. When you set your mind to something, it means you have laser focus on that thing. And you will rob, steal, kill, destroy whatever gets in your way from doing that thing. You got to have laser focus on that thing. That's how you get past your obstacles. That's how you stop smoking cigarettes. That's how you stop tricking off on these women. That's how you stop gambling all the time. That's how you eat what you're supposed to eat. That's how you train how you're supposed to train. That's how you get from in front of these contraptions and take your butt to bed so you can get your sleep, so you can recover from your workouts. That's how you drink your water, even when water ain't the thing you want to taste at that particular time. You focus on these things. That's how you stay away from men's wives, even though they're throwing themselves at you. That's how you avoid the negative energy from having men around you that don't belong around you, that are bringing you down. That's how you don't respond to haters on this platform that's always got their name, always got your name in their mouth, always throwing their little shots at you. By controlling your damn mind. You can't let your mind beat you, dog. Your mind wasn't nothing. You think about this, brothers. Let's take it all the way back. When you were born, your mind was nothing but a sponge, an empty sponge. You created the mind that you have. About around the time you were 5 or 6, you became able to control what you did with your mind. You've been controlling your mind since you were 5, dog. They know this. That's why the indoctrination, the educational indoctrination starts at the age of 5. At the age of 5, you're supposed to be in kindergarten. That's when the indoctrination starts because they understand the human mind starts to be under the control of its owner around the age of 5. Think about it. When you're 1 year old, you can't control anything. Your mind is really just grasping your surroundings. Your body isn't even functioning the way it needs to function yet. Before your body can control your mind, before you can control your mind with your spirit, your body has to be fully functioning. By the time you're 5, all you're doing is growing. You can run, you can walk, you can talk, you can cry, you can sing, you can laugh, you can do a whole bunch of things. You go to sleep by yourself, you can pee in the pot without peeing in your clothes, you can put your clothes on, you can wash your own butt in the tub, you can brush your own teeth if your parents really teaching you right. You can take care of yourself already at 5. That's when the mind control starts. That's why they start to control your mind at that point. So as a grown man, bro, I want you to really think about this. As a grown man, if you can't control your damn mind, don't you call yourself alpha. If anything in your life controls you, then that means you don't control your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing you have as far as dealing with this world because it should be a direct reflection of your spirit, man. And if you are addicted to something that's not beneficial to you, then your mind is being used against you by forces outside of you. And you're not even man enough to control your damn mind, dog. You don't deserve success if you can't control your mind. You don't deserve to be fit if you can't control your mind. You don't deserve to be paid if you can't control your mind. You don't deserve to be smart if you can't control your mind. You don't deserve anything but what you get from allowing your mind to be controlled by forces outside of you. That's why I tell men, stay the hell away from the trick box. You come into my life right now, ask any woman that's dealt with me in the past 15 years. She could tell you that, man, she could count the times on one hand that I sat down and watched TV with her. I know what she want to watch. I don't go to the movies with women. Let me tell you something. The few times I've taken a woman to the movies, I had one thing in mind. We finna go in the movie, go all the way to the top, stadium seat, and she finna ride out. She finna show me her cowgirl skills in the movies. That's it. As far as me going in, sitting at the movie, man, I can count on one hand the times I've done that in the past 15 years. You know why? Because I don't watch what women want to watch. They watch things that evokes feminine energy. And if you're watching it with them, I promise you, you're going to be more like a broad. I ain't making this up. I wouldn't make it up. I'm telling you what's real. Rudy Dog 1, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Brother say, peace be your way, iron sharpen iron. Real talk, bro. I do not do recreational things that women like. I just don't do it. These boys act like they can't even go to dinner without a woman. Boy, you got to eat every day. I don't want no woman interrupting my dinner with her idle chatter. See, let me tell you what the problem is. The reason that men can't control their minds is because they don't think in solitude enough. The main reason for solitude is to be at peace with yourself. You can't be at peace with yourself when you don't have solitude. Everything that you think you're supposed to do with a woman, you have to get used to doing that by yourself. Because technically speaking, what is the benefit of having a woman with you while you eat? I'm not saying never have dinner with a woman. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, if you prioritize a woman's presence when you eat, then I know you prioritize her presence when you feed your mind. Talk about Netflix and chill, bro. Man, let me tell you something, bro. This is the thing. I don't knock anyone who does any of these things. I'm talking about what I do, Jack, as the Alpha Don Dada. I'm talking about what I do. And no one has to do this, but I'm telling you the things that have benefited me and put me in the proper mindset that I need to be in while I'm not caught up in the world. You understand what I'm saying? Where I'm not caught up in the world. And in order to do this, you have to control your mind. And another thing, man, if how do you know if you're not controlling your mind? Because your life is based on your habits. Anytime I hear a man say, man, I got a shopping habit, I got a spending habit, I got an eating habit, I got a drinking habit, I got a gambling habit, I got a smoking habit. Come on, bro. All habits are bad. It's only called a habit if it's detrimental to you. Going to the gym regularly, training like you're supposed to is not a habit. That's a plan. You plan to do that. You don't plan your damn habits. You think a crackhead plan when they go get crack? No, you find me a broke crackhead, that crackhead going to get some crack when they get some money. You find me someone that's addicted to gambling, they go on to gamble when they get some money. You find me someone that's addicted to sex, they're going to get some sex whenever they can. Whenever the sex come up and available to them, they're going to get it. Habits are not positive. There are no positive habits. You know, people say you got to replace bad habits with good habits. No, you got to replace bad habits with plans, dog. Plans. And if it ain't on paper, it ain't a plan. It's just a thought you got in your head, man. I still don't believe in putting crap in your phone, man. What if your phone? What if something happens to it? What if it lock up on you? Who knows what's gonna happen to one of these electronic contraptions? And you mean tell me the only trail you got of yourself, man, is in your phone? Your plans are in your phone, dog. Well, tell me this: how come you can't write a check in your phone? How come if you want to go buy some and you want to go write a check? How come you can't just walk into place and tell them, hey, look at this check on my phone? Because it has to be on paper. Why can't you do it? Let's say you buy a car or you buy a house or you buy a building for your business. How come you can't just go and show them in your phone that, hey man, look, this is my bank statement. I got the money. Are y'all gonna let me do it? No, man. Everything important in this world has a paper trail. And if you don't have a paper trail on something, you don't value it. Stop living a life based on your habits, man. Break your habits. Plan. I did a consultation with somebody, man. And listen, man, I am not a licensed professional or any of that. I'm not sitting here telling you that. But what I'm telling you, I give people advice that works for them. That's what I can tell you. I don't know how much great advice a licensed psychiatrist or psychologist can give someone. I don't know. A licensed professional counselor, I don't know how much advice they can give you. But I know I give people advice that works. So I had a consultation with a cat, man, and he has a gambling habit. And he said, man, when I don't have the money, I think about all the things that I need to do. When I lose the money, I think about all the things I could have done. And then when I lose the money, I be thinking, man, when I get this next money, man, I'm gonna do this, man. I'm gonna go ahead and do some all the things I could have done for myself, man, and blah, blah, blah. He said, man, I don't know how to break this cycle. I said, brother, you don't value yourself. So you don't value the things you can do for yourself with your money. Yourself is worth a turd to you. Like you value yourself like some boo-boo, some dog do that's on the bottom of your shoe. That's how you value yourself. Because when your money comes, you look at the money and say, man, I can do. You don't even think about the things you could do for yourself. You go right and give your money to the evil energy in your life. So let me tell you what you do. Write this down. Write down the things you want to do for yourself. And before you see any piece of cash money, this is the only thing you have to do before you hit your ATM for any cash at all. Because, nobody's getting paid in cash anymore. I mean, not legit. Nobody's who getting real money. It's getting paid in cash. And most times if you're getting paid, it's direct deposit and all that. Most people have that. Well, this brother does. I said, man, before you do anything, don't touch a piece of cash until you buy all the things on this list. You understand? He does have it to where he'll at least pay his bills. He'll pay his bills and then spend everything else gambling. Say, brother, write these things that you need for your business. Write these things down. Purchase them off top. Don't even worry about the cost of them. Just look at the list. Don't worry about the cost. Don't even put the cost down there. Just put these things in wherever you're going to buy them from. If you're going to buy them from Amazon, have them already in your cart. Don't wait until you get the money to shop. Have them already in your cart. And then just log on to Amazon, check out. Once you check out, it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over. That money's gone. You know what I'm saying? The brother did that once. And literally, brother said, man, when he did it, said it took about 3 days for the stuff to get to him, man. Said when the stuff got to him, man, said it brought him to tears. Because he couldn't remember the last time he had done something for himself. He couldn't remember the last time he had done something for himself. You dig? You got to value yourself above everything, dog. I'm talking about, that's why when I say things like, man, you got to value yourself above everybody, above your woman, above your children, above your family, above everything. You got to value yourself above everything. There's God, then there's you. And when I tell men that, they get in their damn feelings and start thinking from an emotional perspective, well, what about my children? Boy, you sound like a woman. That's how your old lady's supposed to think. That's how your baby mama's supposed to think. That's how your mama's supposed to think. Your sisters, your female cousins. That's how your first grade teacher's supposed to think, dog. You ain't supposed to think like that. That's an emotional feminine mindset. You got to put yourself before everything, because there are too many obstacles out here for you to take the chance that anything is going to come before you. You got to practice and rehearse putting yourself first. Because if you put anything before you, you could possibly end up putting everything before you. I know at least one of you in here knows a woman, whether she's a relative, your grandmama, your mama, or just someone you know, who puts everybody before her. Everybody. Doesn't matter who it is. She'll give her last to somebody. She'll do this. She got to borrow money to pay bills because she done gave somebody else her money. She let people live in her house. She let people do anything. She'll take in anybody. She'll take in a stray dog. She'll take in a stray human. She'll do anything. And she started with putting one thing before her or one person before her. And that's the trend. You have to keep in mind that as a man, you cannot think and function like a woman. I'll tell you like this. This is how you gauge yourself. The more things you and your woman have in common, the more feminine you are. I say again, the more things you and your woman have in common. Now, I'm not talking about, she enjoy basketball, you enjoy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as far as outlooks, as far as mindsets. You know what I'm saying? The fundamental makeup of human beings. That is what I'm talking about. The more things you have in common with her, the more feminine you are. That's the reality of it. Because the truth be told, there's only so much masculine energy a woman can embrace. A man can be much more feminine than a woman can be masculine. I say that again. A man can be much more feminine than a woman can be masculine. If you find me the most masculine woman in the world, she can't hold a candle to the most feminine man in the world. The most feminine man in the world is a woman. You wouldn't even know that this dude is a man. The most masculine woman in the world? I guarantee you can figure her out before you can figure out the most feminine man in the world out. Guarantee it. That's just the way it is, because it's a curse for you to be feminine as a man. You're cursed. If you decide that you're going to go be feminine, man, you're cursed as a man. You're not going to reap the benefits of being a masculine man. You're not going to go be feminine and then reap the benefits of being a masculine man. That's not how this goes. You can't fool God, dog. You can fool yourself. You can fool your family. You can't fool God, though. Will Ford, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Brother say salute, brother. Just showing love for all the knowledge and wisdom to come for the new year. No doubt, brother. Appreciate that, Will. You see, you got to think about this, man. One of the main obstacles that men have, that we all have, is being trapped by past struggles and problems because we're too emotionally attached to either people, places, or things from our past. We're too emotionally attached to people, places, or things from our past. You can't change the way you look at things when you're still looking at things the way you looked at them 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Because this is what you have to understand. If you're looking at things that way, it means you're still looking at those things. You see what I'm saying? So you can't look at a sunny day the same way you can look at a rainy day. You're not going to dress the same. You're not going to plan the same. You're not going to do the same things. You're not going to drive the same. You know what I'm saying? If it's a sunny day and you got a convertible, bam, you let the top down. If it's raining cats and dogs, boy, your top is up. You know what I'm saying? When it's raining, you know it's going to be raining all day, man. You ain't got on no fresh pair of all whites. You got on some galoshes, homie. You know what I'm saying? You got on rain boots, dog. At the very least, you got on Tim's, leather Tim, not the new buck Tims, not those. You got to think about this, man. You have to understand that your view is based on what you're looking at. It's based solely on what you're looking at. If you feel bad about yourself, it's because you're looking at everything you've done wrong, everything you've done that you're not proud of. But you're not looking at it from, man, it's perfectly fine. We're all going to look at the things we done we're not proud of, the things we know that we did wrong, the things we know we could have done better. But you look at the lesson from those things. You don't look at the fact, oh, I did that wrong. Okay, what did you learn from that? That's another part of controlling your mind. You control your mind. You don't let your mind find the negative in everything. You force your mind to find the positive in everything. That's how you control your mind, dog. You force your mind to look at the positive in everything. Because there is a positive in everything. Your life can never become a subconscious program, dog. It can never become a subconscious program. You can't become a robot. Think about this. And I want everyone here to think about it. You ain't got to put no one in the chat and then like that, man, but think about this. Everybody that's in here now, everybody listen to it on playback, man. I want y'all to think about this. You wake up every day, same time, go the same route, get breakfast from the same place or coffee from the same place, go to the same building, park in the same space, walk through the same door, say the same greetings to the same people, go to the same desk, cubicle, office, wherever you go, turn on the same computer with the same password, do the same type of work, take lunch at the same time, come back at the same time, pretty much eat at the same places. You may have 4 or 5 different places you eat at. Get back to the same work, flirt with the same chicks or the same dudes. You know what I'm saying? Listen to crap from the same boss. Leave out at the same time, get in the same car, take the same route back out, stop at the same places on the way home, stop at the same grocery store, buy the same type of foods every time, stop at the same gas station, stop at the same bank, stop at the same drugstore, and take the same route back home. Go inside, turn on the same TV show, and you go to bed and you do it all over again the next day. Now that's 5 days of your week gone. There's 168 days. It's 168 hours in a week. I want you to think about this. There are 168 hours in a week. 120 of yours are gone. Monday through Friday with the same routine. Many of you don't even remember much about 2019. You don't remember much. You may remember a vacation you took. You may remember some way. Man, most men don't have 10 memories from every year of their life. How many of you men could tell me 10 great memories? I'm talking about great memories, life altering things that you've never done before that you did in 2019. And I'm just saying 10. I'm not even saying 12 because you should have at least one of those every month. You should have at least one amazing experience every month. But it's hard to do that when 120 of your 168 hours a week is spent doing nothing. Because if you are doing something in a robotic, predictable manner, you're doing nothing. Anything you don't remember, you're doing nothing. I guarantee you there aren't many men who can remember when they were at work on October 27, 2019. You can't remember that day. If you look on your calendar and see it was a weekday, you know you were there, but you can't remember. You can't remember June 15th at work. If you look on your calendar, it was a weekday, you know you were there, but you just don't remember it. You're wasting your life away being a robot. If you're going to be a robot, you might as well go get a sex doll. You're already a robot. If you're a robot, what you going to do to a real woman? That's why it's so easy for women to go and get these electronic toys, because their whole lives are robotic already. It's easy for people to fake everything because their lives are fake. People are faking happiness. People are faking joy. People are faking wealth. People are faking comfort. People are faking love. People are faking hate. People are faking in this society, man. And it's all because no one controls their mind and everyone's looking at the wrong things the wrong way. So when I say things like, when I look at a woman, man, I don't look at a woman, man, for her body. I look at a woman for her intrinsic utility value. That's what I look at her for. Oh, that's odd. Not many men do that. That's what the pimps do. Why not do it in the square world? Women in the square world, hey, they are much more keyed in. They have more access to money. They make more money for the most part. In some situations, there are some who make more money, but it's all legit. But when I say that, people look at me like I'm crazy. But like I say all the time, I'm crazy, man. And this will be a Patreon upload this weekend, man. So if you haven't subscribed to Patreon, man, get ready for this content pack coming up, man. Friday, 11:59 p.m. Friday night. And this one is called, man, I don't know if I want to share it, man. Somebody tried to put a video up on it, but it don't really matter, man. I ain't even worried about that no more. I'm going to talk about, I'm glad I lost that train of thought, man, because it wasn't meant for me to share it. It wasn't meant for me to share it, man, because, I'll get to talking, man, talking about things I'm planning on doing, man, somebody to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I can't fault them. You know what I'm saying? If I spurred a good idea out there and, I haven't done anything, and I got it coming up and you jump on it because I said it, cool. That's life. That's business. That's grind. That's competition. You know what I'm saying? Men can't complain about that. So I ain't going to speak on that one, man. But it's going to be fine, man. Y'all check it out. Another thing is this, brothers. You got to think about how we always complain about brainwashing. But the majority of your brainwashing is done by yourself. You brainwash yourself. See, as men, we're not children. We don't have to sit in a classroom and be force-fed an education process, a curriculum. We don't have to be force-fed that. We don't have to be force-fed a common core curriculum. We pick the things that we brainwash ourselves with. We pick the shows that we watch. We pick the news that we take in. We pick the music that we listen to. We pick the content that we absorb. We pick the friends we hang around. We pick the women who are involved in our lives. We pick the places that we spend our recreational time. We pick the things that we put into our bodies. As a man, all of your brainwashing is by choice, dog. You pick these things and you willingly and readily embrace them. Who can you blame for that? Who can you blame for the things you willingly embrace and perpetuate? No one. It's all you, bruh. It's all you. But when you get information that can brainwash you, I like to say, if you're being brainwashed, if you're being systematically brainwashed, then you have to dirty your brain up. We ain't trying to clean our brain. We're trying to dirt our brain up. We're trying to dirt our brain up with the real. The real is looked at as dirty in this society. So the real will soil your brain up, deliver you from the brainwashing that you've embraced and incorporated into your life willingly and readily. So you got to think about this, man. Your goal is to not live in survival mode. If you're in survival mode, then your life is one big ball of stress. Survival mode is a tough mode to live in, bro. And if you're not from a certain environment, man, all of us, man, who have, navigated our ways through the hood, man, all of us have experienced survival mode. And there may be some men outside of the hood who've experienced survival mode. But I'm going to be honest with you, man, survival mode creates a different type of animal in you. You become someone else with survival mode. You know what I'm saying? You become someone else based on survival mode. And with that survival mode comes an awful lot of stress, man. And let me tell you something. The longer you deal with stress, the more negatively it's going to affect you. So after a while, it's an obstacle you can't overcome. It affects you in such a negative manner that instead of dealing with the stress, you got to deal with the results of the stress. So if a man is stressed out and he develops hypertension, that man can't deal with the stress factors. He has to first deal with the hypertension. If a man is manic depressive, the man can't deal with the stress factor. He has to deal with the depression. Stress destroys men, bruh, and they'll destroy you quick. Don't take a long time to destroy you. And that's real, man. I see someone say free will is almost an illusion. What we choose to do is limited based on your environment. Yeah, I think what you have access to may be limited, but not really. We all have access to the internet. Anything is available on the internet. Most of us have access to at least Netflix or something like that. I mean, everything is accessible. As a man, you just have the willpower, man, to not expose yourself to these things. See, we're not talking about what you are limited to. We're talking about what you accept to expose yourself to. You can be limited as you want to, but there's still some negative energy you can expose yourself to. You can make a choice to expose yourself to negative energy. Now, granted, we do live in a society where men have been brainwashed, as we stated earlier, into believing that this certain way is the way you should live. So men are like women now. Men have, I'm talking about exorbitant amounts of student loans. Men are working in jobs that aren't in their field. Men are working jobs that are never going to help them pay their student loans back. Men are living their lives in the same conditions that women are in when men should not have to do that. If a woman wants to make money in this society, she's probably going to have a degree or maybe a cosmetology license, or she's going to have to be in some type of service field like that. Other than that, a woman has to have a degree to make money. But the thing is, the problem with that is women shouldn't want to make money. Especially sisters. Sisters that's not a sister's purpose to make money. It's not her purpose to go out and make money. That's not her purpose. Her purpose is to help you make money. But the thing is, you can't have her help you make money when you're going to make somebody else money. How your woman gonna help you with your business when your business is somebody else, is a job at somebody else's business? You see what I'm saying? This is just, we have to understand, man, that when you change the way you look at things, you change the things you look at. And it's easy to say that we're stuck looking at the things that what we choose to do is limited based on your environment now. But what we choose to do is based on our desires. As men, we only choose to do the things we desire. Men who go to strip clubs, they go to strip clubs because they desire to go to strip clubs and look at strippers. You know what I'm saying? It's not even beneficial to them. They desire to go look at strippers in the strip club. You know what I'm saying? And me, myself, man, I don't go to strip clubs. I don't go to clubs at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna drink. I'm not finna smoke. So what I look like sitting up in the club? I'm not finna drink or smoke. Everybody in the club is drinking or smoking or both. What's the purpose of me going in there? You know what I'm saying? Why would I like going to the club where everybody else having a good time drinking and smoking and I'm sober as hell? That just doesn't make for a good time. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make for a good time. Why go to a party if I'm gonna be sitting there like a bump on the law? If I'm gonna be sitting there like a square, everybody else in there, man, they pouring up, drinking up, having a blast in there, man. When people get inebriated, man, all type of strange things happen, man. And I'm sitting there sober, man, feeling like the police. You know what I'm saying? That just ain't my place, bro. I don't knock, hey man, if that's your thing, do your thing. I don't knock nobody for what they do. If that's your desire, do your thing. But what I'm saying is, if that's your desire, you have to ask yourself why. You have to ask yourself why your desire is going to a club every weekend. You have to ask yourself why, and a lot of times the same club. You have to ask yourself why you view that as a positive thing. Like, why do you view going to that place, doing that same thing all the time, a positive thing? What is positive about being drunk? Like, who thinks being drunk is positive? What is positive about being high off of psychotropics? You know what I'm saying? Psychiatric drugs are not the same as psychedelic drugs. But that's just the society we live in, man. Another thing is this, man. You can never attach yourself emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or physically to the cause of your greatest pain. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. Man, listen, I'm the type of brother where when I have consultation with men, when they be saying, man, what a woman did to them, man, and man be talking about, man, a woman broke their heart, man. They be talking about, man, what can they do to get along with her? I like, bro, you shouldn't want to get along with her. You should cut off and never talk to her again. That's what a woman would do. If a woman didn't have emotional attachment to a man who broke her heart, man, once she can break that emotional attachment, there's always going to be a spot in her heart for that man. But once she can break that emotional attachment enough to not deal with him, man, a woman will not deal with a man anymore. At the very earliest possible convenience that she can go without dealing with him, man, she'll act like he don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Most times she'll just fill in the void with another dude who think he got himself something, but he's just a fill-in dude. Sometimes the fill-in dude ain't marrying a woman, but we ain't gonna really get into that in this particular show. But you have to understand, man, that if somebody has broken, if you are a man and a woman has broken your heart, and I listen, man, I got 150 men in here. I know somebody in here has had their heart broken by a woman. Probably, but the majority of men in here have. You understand? And you got to understand, man, you got to just cut her off. You ain't got to deal with no woman, man, that take you down through there. It's a brainwashing thing. As a man, you're just supposed to suck it up. You're supposed to deal with a woman anyway. You're supposed to be the bigger man. Well, let me tell you something. When it comes to me and a woman, it don't matter what size man I am. I'm the bigger man anyway. It irks me when I hear people say that when you're dealing with a woman, you got to be the bigger man. Shit. That she can be, listen, man, she can be 8 feet tall and weigh 500 pounds, and I can be a midget. And you know what? I'm still the bigger man when it comes to dealing with a woman. I'm the only man when it comes to dealing with a woman. Like, we got to think logically about some of the things we hear, man. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, listen, man, even if your heart was broken by your mother, if your heart was broken by your grandmother, if your favorite aunt broke your heart, man, it don't matter who. I'm not talking about just intimate love with the opposite sex in a sexual way or in a romantic way. I'm not talking about just romantic love. I'm talking about any heartbreak. Many men had their heart broken by their own mothers. I'm talking about heartbreak, however it came to you. You know what I'm saying? Heartbreak comes in so many different ways, bruh. And a man has never had his heart broken unless it was broken by a woman. Always. Now, granted, I mean, there are exceptions, but we're not going to talk about that. So you have to detach yourself. And the main thing is your psyche. You have to attach your psyche from the cause of your greatest emotional pain, man. You have to. If not, bro, you ain't gonna never recover from it. You got to detach yourself. That's why I tell men all the time, hell, man, when men come to me, man, they going through a divorce, man, and they ask me, man, we going through a divorce, man. We in the house, man, and this energy, she keep giving me that negative energy. My first question is, man, why you still in the house with her? Well, man, I still want to be here with my children. Bro, you going through a divorce. You got to detach yourself from all this normalcy that you're trying to deal with. Like, there ain't no need to be doing, I'm going to try to get this last little time, man, being in the house with my children. Man, you better get them and yourself ready. Sit them down, have a talk with them. You better get them and yourself ready for the change that's about to come, dog. As a man, you have to be prepared for war. It doesn't matter who the war is against. It don't matter what kind of war it is. A man in divorce court is going to war. A man in child support court, family court is going to war. A man in judicial court, criminal court is going to war. A man in tax court dealing with IRS is going to war. A man out here in these streets, man, getting money is going to war. A man out here in this education system trying to put 2 feet in front of, trying to put 1 foot in front of the other one and get ahead in the game is going to war. In other words, as a man, you got to constantly be in your warrior mindset. That's why I tell men you got to have a space off to yourself where you can relax out of warrior mindset. You got to retool your mind, man. You got to go your whole life. Every interaction you have as a man, you got to be in a warrior mindset. So you can't go home to a broad that's got you in warrior mindset again. You got to be able to come out of the world and come home to a place of relaxation, peace. You got to be able to come back home to the kingdom, and they let the wall and draw the bridge up, so you could be inside the walls, the bulwark walls, and rest and relax and recover from going out to war, man. That's why the Sabbath day is so important. The Sabbath day is important so you can recover fully. GC, appreciate the $2 super chat, my brother. Brother say 5 dropped out. No doubt, bro. Appreciate it. YMC, Young Manhood Channel. What's good, brother? Appreciate you being in the joint. I think we good in here. I think we deep in the joint now, man. Appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. The bottom line is this, brothers. We have to understand, man, that when you change the way you look at things, you change the things you look at. And that's just the reality of the situation. You got to think about this, man. When men look at themselves and they're in a negative situation right now, I want y'all to think about this. If you're in a negative situation right now, if you're in a negative circumstance, the place you are now started in the past. You know what I'm saying? It started out as a thought addiction to negativity. See what I'm saying? It started off as a thought addiction to negativity. You were in a positive place. You became addicted to negative thoughts. You spiraled to the point you are right now. So if you're in a negative space, you didn't just wake up today in a negative space. You spiraled into this space by wrapping your mind around negativity, by keeping negativity in your presence. Man, let me tell you something, brother. I cut people off all the time. Man, you bring me that negative energy, man, I'm cutting you off. Literally, bro. You got to go. Male or female, man, you bring that negative energy to me, bro, it's over. I'm done. You understand? Because I got to keep my mind focused on the war. I ain't got time to be worried about no negative energy. I need to be focused, man, at all times. So you got to do it, man. Like, you got to think about this, man. We're creatures of comfort. You understand? So we set ourselves up to feel what we're familiar with. If we're used to feeling pain, we embrace that pain. If we're used to feeling joy, we embrace that joy. You understand? That's what we do. Sometimes we're used to feeling pain so much that we can't embrace joy because joy is something new to it. We don't trust joy. If you're used to pain, you don't trust joy. If you're used to being broke, you don't trust money. You understand? If you're used to being broke your whole life, man, you come into some money, man, you scared to spend it because you don't trust it. You don't trust being paid. You don't trust being rich. You understand what I'm saying? You just don't trust it because you don't know it. After about 5 years of being in money, then yeah, now you're starting to gravitate toward it. You're starting to realize, okay, this is my life now. But we're creatures of comfort, whatever you're comfortable with. And the thing is, you're going to make an adaptation to be comfortable with whatever your environment is, whatever the influences on your life are. You're going to be comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? That's why a woman who gets physically abused by a man won't leave him. That's why she'll keep loving him. She'll stay there. She'll keep staying, hoping he changes, trying to help him change because she's used to it. It's never as bad to her as it is to the people on the outside looking in until she gets out of the situation. Then she looks at it, she's like, damn, I'll never take that again. The next man who hit her, she gonna kill him. It's the same principle with us. Whatever you're used to, you embrace that in your life. You just accept that in your life, this is what it is. And you make the best of it. Now, it's funny to me how when we're much younger, we can do that. When we get to a certain age where we start to succumb to societal influences to the point where we do things that are detrimental to us in order to keep up a facade for the society at large. Man, let me tell you something, brother. And this is real talk. The worst thing you can do is be living check to check. I say again, man, the worst thing you can do is be working full time, at least one full time job, and be living check to check. Nothing stresses you out more than that. And let me tell you why. Because if you're working 40 hours a week, there ain't much more time you can put into making money. And if you're living check to check, you're out. It's a stress ball. You're literally sitting there and you're working 40 or 50 hours a week and you still got other obligations. So you can't put any more work time in. You can't take on a part-time job. Surely can't take on another full-time job because you got other responsibilities. You may have a child. You may have a loved one that's sick. You got other things you got to take. Hell, you may be sick. You know what I'm saying? You got things you got to take care of. So we have to understand, man, that you have to do what's best for you to give yourself the best chance of living a stress-free life. This is really just about living a stress-free life, man. It's about living a stress-free life. So I don't knock anyone who has a job if you love it, if you're excited about getting up going every day. But if you got one that you absolutely hate and detest and you find yourself trying to figure out reasons to miss days, then I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You owe yourself better than that. You don't deserve that level of stress in your life, man. See, you got to keep this in mind, man. You only get success if you think you deserve it, if you know you deserve it. You got to truly believe that you deserve success. That's the only way you're going to work toward it. You're not going to work towards something that you subconsciously don't think that you deserve. Your body won't let you. Your mind won't let you. Your spirit won't let you. You can't give it the energy you need when you truly don't believe you deserve it because you can't believe it's going to work. You can't believe it's going to be successful if you don't believe that you deserve it. So your effort is not going to be optimal and you're not going to go as hard. You're not going to go as long. You're not going to stick with it. You're just not going to be able to succeed very often if you don't believe you deserve it. You have to believe you deserve it. You know, the thing is, man, you can only realistically pursue what you realistically see you gaining. Man, you got to see your success. You got to see the life you want. You got to see the life you deserve. Man, you got to you got to envision yourself. If you close your eyes, you got to be able to take a mental picture of your future, bro. You got to be able to do that. So when I say success only comes to those who believe they deserve it, like that's not even a game, bro. It's not even that you're focusing on success, but this is how you believe you deserve it. Now, somebody gonna ask me, well, how do you know you deserve it? You got to believe you deserve it. Well, what does that even mean? What does believe you deserve it? You only believe you deserve what you're working toward. If you're working toward working a job and having enough money to retire and saving for retirement and all that, instead of investing, trying to create some generational wealth, then you don't deserve generational wealth because you're only working toward having something to retire on. And let me tell you the travesty of the world. If you don't have no children and you ain't planning on having none, this don't apply to you. But if you got any children at all, it's a damn shame, a damn shame for you to plan your whole life and all your asses think about is having no money to retire for yourself. And you done brought children in this world. And you ain't thinking about no generational wealth. How you got children and you ain't thinking about creating no generational wealth? You just gonna let them start from square one like you did? Come on, man. Even if you live long enough for your children to get grown. But what about your grandchildren? The book says a wise man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children. So your grandson, you should be leaving him some money. You should be leaving him situated. But all you thinking about is working till you're 62 or 65 and just having enough money to retire on so you can die broke. Come on, man. That's what your life is based on? You just want to die broke. You want to live your whole life broke and then die broke. Come on, man. That don't make sense to me. That don't make sense. Man, you got to grind. You got to put yourself in a situation, man, to create some revenue. And I'm telling you, bro, you cannot do that getting up, just going to a job every day for the rest of your life. If you got a job, fine, man. Stack some paper up. Stack you up by 10 G's, man. Hire your go online. I'm gonna share some information on Patreon, man, later on this week. Well, next week about where I went, the site that I went to, man, and got a reasonable stockbroker. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna turn you on to some of those things, man. Man, get you about 10 G's, man. It don't take a whole lot to start off with. If you put it in the right place, man, it could do some nice things for you over the long haul. So, you're and see the reason why you need that vision of your future, because that's your motivating force. Because that vision of your future has to be grandiose. You know what I'm saying? It has to be grandiose because people have done it. It's not like you're talking about being like the richest man in the world or being the most influential man of the world. No, you're talking about your success. Whatever success means to you, that's what you're talking about. And you have to use that vision for your future as your motivating force. Man, boy, I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna do this, man. I can't wait, man. But you got to be grinding. You can't just be thinking about it because you're looking at 10 years gone and you're still just thinking about it. You got to do it, man. You got to put in the work. And your vision for your future is the motivating force for when you think it's time to quit. Nah, man, you're trying to get somewhere. That's real talk, brothers. So I got the homie from Canada, a couple of homies from Canada, Portugal in the building. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Another thing is this, man. You gotta kill your addictions. Now, I don't mean addictions to substances. I don't mean addiction to sex. I don't mean addiction to liquor. I don't mean addiction to porn. I mean addiction to hatred, judgment, and validation. Your addiction to hatred, judgment, and validation. Your addiction to hatred is creating enemies. Any man who creates enemies loves hatred. He loves to hate and he loves to be hated. You ain't got time to be creating enemies. Am I saying you got to create friends? No, because validation is why friends are created. There are people who get into who group in and pile in with people and click up with people that they don't even like. But there are so many people who want validation by being able to be popular amongst people. There's man, listen, man, there are some people, especially women, man, who can't function without friends. They can't function without them. Am I telling you, man, to cut yourself out from the world? No, I'm not. What I'm telling you, you notice I use the word addiction. Your addiction to validation, man, will have you having too many friends around you. You know what happens when you got too many friends around you? If you got too many friends around you, you got too many enemies around you. You know what I'm saying? A room full of 10 friends could be a room full of 10 enemies. You know, and judgment, your addiction to judgment. Man, let me tell you something, bro. I cannot have nobody coming to me, standing over me, critiquing my damn work when I'm done. I can't have that, man. Unless I invite you. But as far as somebody who has the right to oversee me like that, nah, bro. That's why I ain't got no boss, man. I can't have no boss, man. I can't have nobody passing judgment on my performance or, passing judgment on nothing else. I may be a top-notch performer, but if you don't like it, then you can just say you don't like it. You can say I ain't doing a good job. You say I ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that put me somewhere, man. And that's why I pulled out IG. Somebody asked me that today, man, what's your IG? Bro, I don't have no IG, man. I killed my IG, bro. I don't have it. I can't really do it, man. And this is the main thing, man. This is the main thing why you have to change the way you look at things in order to change the things you look at. The more you unplug from the matrix world, the beta world, the more you can control your mind, body, and spirit. The only thing keeping you from controlling your mind, man, is you ingesting too many negative things into it. When you taking a whole bunch of negative energy into your brain, man, your brain gonna cut you off from access to it. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to control your mind because you're too caught up in proving something, or you're too caught up in achieving something, or you're too caught up in impressing someone. And the bottom line is, when you change the way you look at things, you change the things you look at. And that's just the reality of it, man. Let's run through this thing, man. Appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. Appreciate everybody being in the joint. When you change the way you look at things, you change the things you look at. It's topic for tonight. I appreciate all the visitors to the show, man. I see y'all in here. I appreciate everybody coming through. Real talk. Now, number one, stop being a stranger to yourself by becoming someone that another person or entity has shaped you into. You don't know that person. You don't know who somebody else has made you. You're a stranger to yourself when you wake up and look in the mirror. You can never achieve anything if you don't know the person you look at in the mirror, because you can't motivate the person. You can't push the person to achieve. You can't thank the person for working hard. You can't do any of those things because you don't even know the person. And you can't do those things to a damn stranger. Number two, you had a vision for your life growing up that you lost, but it's the vision for what you're supposed to be doing. It's the vision of your purpose. So think about that. Go back, pull that memory out, pull that thing that you were just destined to be. You know what that thing is. You just don't do it no more, and you oppressed it and suppressed it to the point that you don't have to think about it. But I'm bringing it up because you need to go pursue it. Number 3, stop looking so far ahead that you're trying to look at the top floor when you got to look at the next step. Listen, man, if there's 150 stairs going up to the top of this building, brother, I say 200. If there's 200 stairs going up to the top of this building, you can't be looking up at the 200th stair. You got to be looking at the next one. If you're on step 5, you got to be looking at step 6. There's no other step that matters. Step 6 is it. G, appreciate $10 super chat, brother. Salute to you. Number 4, you have to control your damn mind. Control your mind. Control your mind. BOA, how do I stop doing this? Control your mind. BOA, how do I stop getting high? Control your mind. BOA, how do I stop watching porn? Control your mind. BOA, how do I stop having sex like this? Control your mind. You got to control your mind, dog. Number 5, stop living a habitual life. Stop living life based on your habits. Man, let me tell you something. You know how many people wake up every day, smoke a cigarette, drink a cup of coffee, drink a Coke, maybe blow some trees, pop a pill, and then go put on a whole bunch of name brand fashion that they don't even really like. They just wear them for the name. All of these are habits. Habits can only be bad. There are no good habits. I say again, there are no good habits. And I know somebody gonna come in here and say, well, Dr. BOA, I don't think you know what you're talking about there, because bad habits must be replaced with good habits. And I say you're a lie. Bad habits need to be replaced with good plans. You replace habits with plans, man. And plans are only plans when you put them on paper. Number 6, your main obstacle is thinking in the past, living in the past, viewing things from a past perspective. See, this is the thing. If you're looking at life based on all your problems, man, and that's your outlook, then you can't even look at the next blessing as a blessing, because you're going to taint it with your negative outlook. Whatever you bring your negative outlook to, it's just going to be negative. You understand what I'm saying? You can't bring negative energy to a situation and think the situation is going to make you positive. No, people make situations positive or negative. Nobody's going to be able to change. I have never seen positive energy change a negative person positive, ever. But I have always seen negative energy change a positive person negative. You know why? Negative energy is a leech. Negative energy drains you. Positive energy feeds you. Elise, appreciate you being in here, Shawty. Appreciate it. Negative energy drains you. Positive energy feeds you. That's why now ask yourself, how many people in your life bring negative energy your way? How many people in your life bring negative energy your way? How many of you get up every day and go to a job you hate because your boss gives you shit every day? Every day. It doesn't matter what you do. You can do it right. You can do it great. That fool gonna find something wrong with what you're doing. And it drives you crazy. Every day you got to stop and get drinks. Let me tell you something. I had a neighbor, man. And this is when I had my first crib, man. I had a neighbor, dog. He was getting money. You know what I'm saying? Everything in his job was accurate. He was driving Acuras. Wife driving Acura. Son driving Acura. Daughter driving Acura. And he didn't work at an Acura dealership. But, man, he used to stop every day on the way home from work and get a 6-pack of like huge, like 1 liter beers, man. It was like a huge canned beer. And it was like this potent type of beer. It wasn't like a Bud Light, and then it was this potent type of beer. I'm talking about 5 days a week. This brother, listen, man. I was out one. I think I was washing my whip, man. I had just put an old school 79 Lincoln Mark V together, man. And I was outside washing it, man. He pulled up, and so he pulled over there in front of my driveway. Man, I walked over there to the car, man. And man, he was sitting in there. He had 6 of them in there. He had already drank one, and he was drinking on another one. This fool was driving, man. His job was so stressful, bro. Man, let me tell you something. This dude was about 30. Man, he looked about 49, bro. That's how stressed out his job was, man. This is how he was living his life, bro. JR, appreciate the $40 super chat, bro. Salute to you as well, brother. Appreciate it. This is his life, dog. Because you can be held up in your life by the negative energy, and you can't sell yourself for negative energy, bro. You can't let somebody pay you a dollar amount to embrace their negative energy. Man, let me tell you some homies, and this real talk. I'll downsize everything in my damn life, bro. I will downsize everything in my life. Car, everything. Literally, I will downsize everything in my life before I allow someone to pay me to leech off my energy with their negative energy. Listen, bro, I'll downsize everything. Boy, I live in a hut. You understand? Boy, I rent one of them pods, moving storage things. I live in that, homie. I'll do whatever I got to do because I'm not finna sell myself out so somebody can kill me by draining my positive energy from me. You understand? And that's real talk, bro. So what you got to do, man, you got to number 8, you got to brainwash yourself from the systematic brainwashing. You got to soil your brain with truth because you've been brainwashed with lies. You got to accept the fact about politics. You got to accept the fact about finances. You got to accept the fact about health. You got to accept the fact about the FDA, the USDA. You got to accept the fact about all of the things around you. And anytime you say, oh, that's a conspiracy theory, you're denying the truth. Because most conspiracies are based in truth if they're not just all together true. If you shout, oh, that's a conspiracy theory, you trust your surroundings too much, bro. You trust your surroundings too much. Now, number 9, survival mode is the most stressful mindset you could be in. If your life is so terrible that you're struggling to survive, it's the most dangerous mindset you can be in. That's why men who work in corporate America and make 7 figures kill themselves and their families when they lose their jobs. Not because they cared about the job so much, because survival mode is a tough position for a man to be in. If you're not used to survival mode will make you suicidal, homicidal at the same time. There are many miscreants. There are many homeless men that you see in your city, in other cities you go to. When you see those men who live in a box, go to California, look on Skid Row. A lot of those men were bucked by survival mode. Survival mode will make a man want to give up because it is intimidating, brother. Because you never know what you're going to have to do if you live in survival mode. That's why you have to focus on creating generational wealth. Stop buying all this stuff. Stop buying all this stuff and focus on building generational wealth, bro. And this is man talk. This man talk. That's why I detox. I mean, not really detox. That's why I shut down IG. That's why I shut down Facebook. Let me tell you something, bro. To be honest with you, the negative energy there outweighs any positivity I could get from it. You see what I'm saying? The negative energy there outweighs any positivity I could get from it. And besides, I mean, yes, Google looks into your stuff, but Facebook takes it on a whole nother level with who they share it with. That in itself is negative energy. Like all of the energy there is negative. I don't care about the benefits of it if I got to deal with negative energy, if I got to be drained to deal with it. I don't want that in my life, dog. Number 10, never attach your psyche to whatever caused your greatest emotional pain. Whatever caused, man, listen, I consult men who have they don't deal with their mother, or they don't deal with their grandmother, or they don't deal with their child's mother, or they don't deal with their sister, or they don't deal with no women in their family, or they don't deal with their ex-wife at all, or they any woman that who has caused, especially if it's a woman. If a woman has been the greatest cause of your greatest emotional pain, bro, you gotta say this to yourself. You were taken for granted. And anyone who takes you for granted doesn't deserve to be in your presence. If I have an inkling that someone is taking me for granted, it's over. It's over. Ain't no coming back from that. I'm too valuable for you to take me for granted. And so I say, if anyone's taking you for granted, see, when you get your heart broken, man, it ain't just because you're so hurt and it's the fact that it's hard to accept that you were taken for granted, because you can only be taken for granted by someone who was supposed to, or at the very least, you had the expectation for them to interact with you a certain way, for them to view you a certain way, for them to deal with you a certain way, for them to protect you a certain way, for them to align themselves with you a certain way. And if they don't do that, of course, you feel neglected, you feel betrayed, and you feel underappreciated. Nothing feels worse than being underappreciated. Nothing. Number 11, your negative circumstance is always based on you embracing negative energy in the past. Because if you embrace positive energy, that means that you don't embrace. See, this is the thing. I use terms like embrace and invite because those are strong words. You invite what you want into your life and you embrace it. You see what I'm saying? When I tell y'all, man, whenever I'm with a woman, I'm touchy feeler with her. You understand? I'm touchy feeler with her because I evoke power with that. She feels my power. She feels my masculinity because when I embrace her, it's always in a sensual manner. You understand? I don't hug women. I don't touch women. I caress her. You understand? I caress her. And that is what I mean when I say you have to evoke positivity with everything you do, because we do believe in karma. Whatever you put into the environment is what you're going to get back. Whatever you put into the environment is what you're going to get back. So you have to be able to put positive energy into the environment, and you can't do that if you're willing to accept and embrace negative energy from anyone or anything. That's why I don't respond to these cats on this platform anymore. They can say what they want to say, bro. I'm not responding to anyone. You know why? Because I just come on here and do what I do. And can't nobody do what I do like I do it. And that's what I'm here for, to just do what I do. Do what I do, bounce. That's what I do. Positivity, brothers. Positive energy is real. It's you got to be able to determine positive energy and embrace it. That's the only way to perpetuate it. Number 12, success only comes to those who believe they deserve it. Because only when you deserve success are you going to really pursue it. No one pursues something they don't deserve, bruh. No one does. Somebody who dropped out in high school is not going to pursue a job when it says a master's degree is the minimum level of education. You're not going to even apply. You're not going to even send a resume. You're not going to send anything. You're going to skip past that job. If you've got $1,000 and you're trying to buy a car and they're telling you minimum down payment is $5,000, guess what? You're not going to even go there because you know you don't deserve that. It's the same principle. Same principle. If you don't ever work out and eat right, you're not going to expect to have a show ready or even a pro ready physique. You're not going to expect that because you know you don't deserve that. Success only comes to those who believe they deserve it, because only those who believe they deserve it will realistically pursue it. Number 13, your vision for your future must be your motivating force. If you don't have a vision for a fly future, if you don't have a vision for a paid, made man future, bruh, you ain't going to be motivated. That's how you can stay at the same dead end job, because you don't have any vision. You don't have any vision. It's about vision. And that's your motivation. You plan based on your vision for your future. You know what you want to be. You know where you want to go. You know what you want to do. That's your motivation. Number 14, your addiction to hatred, judgment, and validation is the reason why you're only surrounded with enemies, a boss, and fake friends. Enemies, a boss, and fake friends. That's one hell of an existence, man. If that's your circle, that's crazy, brother. Not a very entertaining circle, to say the least. And number 15, the more you unplug from the world, the more you can control your mind, body, and spirit. The more you can control your mind, body, and spirit. Now, number 16, stop looking outside of yourself to solve your internal issues. Internal issues are solved internally. External issues are solved externally. Let me tell you something. No amount of meditation is going to give you an amazing physique. No amount of meditation is going to give you an amazing physique. None. I don't care how long you meditate. It's not going to give you that amazing physique you want. That's an external thing. You got to work on that outside. Outside. But no amount of training, no amount of physical training, no amount of working out, no matter what you eat, you can eat clean as hell and work out clean, man. You drink your water and all that. That's not going to give you a higher level of education. You see what I'm saying? You have to use. It's kind of like you're not going to win a basketball championship on the football field. You see what I'm saying? Your band is never going to win you the national title. You can have the best band in the world, but your band playing a halftime show is not going to guarantee you that you hoist the Lombardi trophy or the whatever the college playoff trophy is. These are things you have to understand. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust what you're made of as a man. You got to trust your spirit, man. Number 17, you can't logically justify your resentments, because resentment always leads to two things: despair and self-destruction. There is no logic in resentment. When you resent someone, that means you haven't embraced your own fault in a situation. You can only resent someone when you hold them 100% culpable for whatever has taken place, when they are the sole detriment to whatever the scenario is that took place. You can only resent someone when you don't accept the fact that that person only had access to your life because you gave it to them. You have to accept that. And that is the bottom line. Got 400 people in here, man. Ain't nobody banging the like button. Y'all go ahead and bang that like button if you're in here, man. Resentment is a toxic, it is one toxic environment. If you exist in an environment of resentment, even if someone resents you, man, can you imagine? And there are plenty of men. I just did a consultation with a man last week going through a divorce. And his wife, so-called wife, man, is giving him the blues. Some of the things that brother say, man, he going through, brother, that woman resents this dude, man. I'm talking about, hey, I tell him all the time, hey, man, she hates you, bro. That woman hates you, man. She's doing these type of things you only do to someone you hate, bro. This woman hates you, man. She hates you, man. So you can't live in that environment where you resent someone or they resent you, and God forbid that y'all both resent one another. Come on, bro, that's crazy. You always hear, as a man thinketh, so shall he be. So you gotta be careful what you think about. If you're gonna be what you think, man, you better be careful what you think about. You got to clear your mind from all this foolishness and negativity and all of these things that don't benefit you at all. There are many things that have no benefit for you. And you spend your time thinking about them all the time, man. Like think about this, man. I'm gonna tell you two things, man. And this is something real right here. If you watch Love and Hip Hop or things like Madea and all of that, bro, you are soiling your mind. You are destroying your masculine energy. You are destroying your mind as a man. You are destroying everything that you stand for, bro. You cannot wrap your mind around things that don't benefit you as a man. And you can say, well, what am I going to watch? Man, there's plenty of things for you to read. Man, you know how many brothers don't read? You know how many brothers haven't read a book in 2019? I want you to think about how many brothers. The majority of brothers have not read a book in 2019. That's crazy, man. See, you got to be open to everything, but attached to nothing. You got to be open to everything, but attached to nothing. You got to have an open mind about everything, unless you already know about that thing. But everything you don't know about, everything you don't have any information about, man, you got to be open to that thing. But never attach yourself to anything. Like, and listen, brothers, I want y'all to listen to this, because this is a strong statement right here. And if I don't take my time and say it, we'll all just gloss over it. You have got to not attach yourself to anything. You have to remain emotionally detached. I say again, don't let a woman talk you into it, and she can call you whatever she want to call you. Don't let no amount of shame and language convince you that you need to be emotionally attached. The only people who are ever heartbroken are people who are emotionally attached. That's it, man. If you avoid being emotionally attached, you never have to worry about being heartbroken. Heartbreak is a result of an overly emotionally attached individual finding out that it was not being reciprocated. And as a man, you cannot ever expect what you give out emotionally to be reciprocated. And therefore, you must stay emotionally detached. Be open to everything, but attached to nothing. And when you think about it, man, we don't know enough to really be pessimistic. When you think about it, like when you got to be open to everything because we don't really know enough to be pessimistic. None of us have traveled enough, learned enough, read enough, been schooled enough to be pessimistic about anything. You know what I'm saying? We just don't. I mean, you have to be open to it, at least access everything and judge to see if it's negative or positive. You understand what I'm saying? Anything is possible, man. I want y'all to think about what I'm saying. Anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Not one thing, anything is possible. So stop being so easily offended because everyone has an interesting outlook and it's based on who they are. See, you don't have to agree with anything I say. What I'm saying is based on where I'm from. Anything out of this you can grab and apply to your life, man, grab it and apply it to your life. No one has to agree with everything I say. You don't have to agree with anything I say. I'm not saying this so somebody can agree with it. I'm sharing information that I've learned in my life and my experiences. This isn't a thing about agreeing. If you don't agree with it, man, cool. Now you don't come in here talking crazy about not agreeing with it. You don't come in here on no disrespectful hype. But if you don't agree with it, man, cool. That's your option. You understand what I'm saying is stop being so easily influenced because everyone's view is interesting for one reason or another, and it's all based on their own experience. And last thing on this list for today, brother, is dance to the beat of your own damn drum. March to the beat of your own drum, dance to the sound of your own music. Dance to the sound of your own music, march to the beat of your own drum. Tune out everybody else's music. You can't dance to my music. You don't know how to do these moves. I do original moves. When you dance to the beat of your own drum, you do original moves. No one can copy the moves of a man who dances to the sound of his own music. Because you bust a move and you do what comes real to you, what comes natural to you, and what comes natural to you don't come natural to no one else. Dance to the beat of your own drum, brother, or your entire existence would be one big regrettable mistake. When you change the way you look at things, you change the things you look at. I say again, when you change the way you look at things, you change the things you look at. D. Flemings, appreciate the $5 super chat, brother. Alpha sub. Homies, I appreciate everybody coming through. It's been real in the field. I'm going to leave this one up, man. Y'all be ready for the Patreon pack tomorrow. It's going to be killer. Be looking for it. If you haven't subscribed over there already, go ahead and do that. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And we're going to go ahead and bounce on up out this thing, man. Mod Squad. I appreciate y'all boys being in here, man, doing what y'all do, man. Real talk. Salute to the Mod Squad. Salute to all the brothers of the Alpha Sphere. And salute to the kingdom. It's your man, King Ray Ray. And we about to head on out this thing, man. Peace. King Ray Ray in this bitch. Ah! Chuck Diesel.